So it's been sprinkling on and off since we got the mooring. Not bad, enough to chase us inside and close the hatches, and we're super tired from 2 bad nights of sleep. So we decided to take a shower, get comfy, and watch some episodes of Death in Paradise. And then later, hopefully the weather will clear up and we're going to go around town and find some of the spots from the show that we noticed and just kind of explore around. So that's what's going on so far in Deshaies. We'd been wanting to get to Deshaies for years. We had heard nice things about the small town, and also, like I said, because the TV show we really like, Death in Paradise, is filmed there. We started watching Death in Paradise years before we started cruising, and even after moving on the boat, didn't know where it was filmed. But after we moved into the Eastern Caribbean, we started hearing that the fictitious Sainte Marie was actually on Guadeloupe, and the town of Antigua was Deshaies. It's basically a comedic detective show where a British inspector is stationed in the Caribbean and his interactions with the local people and police department while solving crimes. We set out to explore Deshaies and see if we could find some of the locales that we see in the TV show. The first Death in Paradise location we found was the Antigua police station, where a lot of the action in the show takes place. It was locked up, so we couldn't go inside, but it was super cool to just see it from the outside as well. You'd never know it due to tricks of the camera, but it's actually just an old building sitting next to the town's church. I would guess it was originally the church's offices. Next, we found the restaurant that served as Catherine's Bar, but only for the first season. It was cool to see this throwback location, but we were definitely still in search of the iconic Catherine's Bar that you see in all the rest of the seasons. Catherine's Bar. Cool. In addition to scenes from the TV show, the town also had its own interesting character, and we followed along the streets until we got to the waterfront marina area where a lot of the scenes involving boats are filmed. Wow, this town is really cool. Here's the harbor. There's Holiday. Right there. After seeing the waterfront, we were ready to search out the current Catherine's Bar, which when they are not filming is an actual restaurant. Catherine's Bar. The current one. Pretty cool. Lots of scenes from the show are filmed here, including most of the endings when the team all gathers together after solving a case to unwind. We knew we had to eat there, so waited for it to open and got a table. If If you're a fan of Death in Paradise, you know just how cool it was for us to sit here and eat at Catherine's Bar.
Food from Catherine's Bar, or what's it called in real life?
Le Madres.
Awesome. Got lots of other friends here. They're for sure Death in Paradise fans.
After eating, we went across to the kitchen and bar area where we saw pictures of some of our favorite characters and actors. This part of the restaurant is also in the TV shows and is where you see Catherine standing at the window to serve drinks. The restaurant seemed really popular, but we actually weren't sure if any of the French-speaking people there were even fans of the show.
So in the show, you barely notice that this road is here. It seems like it's all one thing, but in actuality, there's the outdoor, like, thatched roof place, and then there's a road, and then right in there is where you see Catherine standing behind the bar. Pretty cool. All right, so we had a wonderful meal at Le Madres, otherwise known as Catherine's Bar, and now we're going to take a 3-mile hike to what is Pearl Beach, Plage de Pearl or something like that. See if we can find the inspector's beach shack that he lives in. This is Grandance, right?
Yeah.
Beach midway to the beach we're going to. Looks very pretty. A little overview here. Just strolling down into Guadeloupe's main road. It goes all over the island. All right, so this is Plage de la Pearl here. There's a little stream coming out into the ocean, kind of cool. And somewhere along here is where the detective inspector's beach hut is, or is when filming happens. You can always see the islands in the background when they show the water dancing. Let's check it out. Looks like a wonderful beach. Is this the beach hut? I don't know. Let's walk up there and see. Kind of looks like it. So it was definitely the detective inspector's beach hut, because while we were standing there, a guy came out and said, excuse me, we're filming, so please don't stay here on this part of the beach, which was really cool. So yeah, we're just a little bit further down the beach, and now we're gonna go get in the water. This beach is awesome.
That was crazy. We thought filming had ended for the year and had heard that the beach hut is even disassembled in between seasons. It was so cool to get to see it, and we could even see people moving around inside that were surely some of the actors that we know. But we had already interfered with filming a little, so quickly moved on down the beach to get out of their way. But not so far that we couldn't look back and maybe catch a glimpse of the action.
Perfect. There's the corner of the house right there. Hi.
Hey.
I guess they're done filming now. There's a fence up there now. Pretty cool. That was neat to see that. A lot of shots out of the front of the hut, just right like this. Neat. Okay, we've been here in Deshaies a few days now, and we're checked out of the country of Guadeloupe. We're gonna sail to Antigua tomorrow. It's about 47 nautical miles, so take us about 9 or 10 hours. It's been really cloudy and misty and rainy the whole time we've been here in Deshaies, but today it is clear and beautiful. Check this out. Very nice. We've got some fair weather today and tomorrow, which is why we're taking the opportunity to make the passage. Be the last passage of the season. Since we checked out, we went to the grocery store and, you know, did a few last minute shopping of awesome French type stuff here in Guadeloupe, and now we're doing some more prep. I checked the prop and the shaft and the speedometer down under the water, cleaned off the bottom of the dinghy. We're gonna make water here just to fill up the tanks before we go, and yeah, not a whole lot left to do, just be hanging out from there. All right, what do you think, Lindy? You about ready to blow this popsicle stick?
Yeah.
Excited to get to Antigua, but probably not too excited about the long passage?
Yeah, I'm just ready to get it over with.
I think it's gonna be an okay one. What you been doing?
I'm about to make some chicken salad as an emergency passage food.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I'm gonna get this water maker started, and yeah, that's one of my last chores. Although I am gonna do some more prep because we're gonna leave early in the morning. I'm gonna get the dinghy prepped and the water tanks, get everything set up so we can get out of here like at first light, maybe even before 6 a.m. So, yep, that's the plan. It's 5:30 a.m. Boat's all prepped and we're ready to go. Things are looking good. All right, everything's looking good. What you got left to do down here, babe?
Close the through hole.
Close the through holes.
That's it.
That's it. All right, let's get underway. I'll go raise the main and we'll be on our main heading here in about 5 minutes. Just around this corner, and we can point straight at Jolly Harbor in Antigua. It was a full moon last night. Still very pretty up in the sky. Hopefully we'll have a very pretty sunrise over Guadeloupe. See the outskirts there of the Deshaies anchorage. Be behind us and out of sight soon. Nice. The northern tip of the butterfly is, you know, not too many miles this direction. Off we go.
This passage would be a long one compared to most between the islands in the Eastern Caribbean, with the distance being an extra 10 to 15 miles or a few hours. And as you can see, we were leaving from the northwestern tip of the interesting shaped butterfly Guadeloupe and heading for the much smaller island of Antigua, with the Atlantic Ocean to our right and the Caribbean Sea to our left. But the forecast called for mild weather, and we weren't expecting any of the rough sailing that can sometimes happen in between the islands.
The winds have come behind the beam and we've got the motor off and the sails up. Really pretty light wind. Conditions are pretty good. At this point we're hoping that there's enough wind. But I think they're just the right amount. Moving along. You can see Guadeloupe still back there. sail's looking pretty good. This is pretty cool. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but Montserrat is very visible right here, coming way up in the air. We just looked it up. The volcano there is over 2,000 feet high, and it's about 20 miles away right now. We're still over 30 miles from Antigua, which we can't see, and the highest point there is less than 1,000 feet, so it'll still be a little bit before we pick it out. But I didn't realize we were going to be able to see Montserrat this early. We've been gone less than 2 hours. Pretty close to 2 hours.
It's exactly 7:30.
Okay, yeah. So just 2 hours out. We'll be sailing by Montserrat, and we'll be able to see it the whole time to Antigua. And of course, Guadeloupe is still very visible behind too. It's always nice to be able to see some land somewhere.
Even if it's an hours and hours sail away.
Yeah. Nice. The wind has just been perfect. It came up a little bit from when we first put the sails up, so we're moving along at a nice speed. Really nice speed. It's comfortable. It's awesome. Okay, we're halfway across now. We've got about 23.5 miles to go. Lindy's broken out a quiche. Is it good? We got that from the boulangerie. Still making our way towards Antigua, which is very clear on the horizon now, as is Montserrat. Got about 4 hours to go, give or take. So in a couple more hours, we'll really be, close where we're seeing stuff on the shore and all that. That's always nice. And Guadeloupe's still clear behind us. I'm starting to think that you can probably see Guadeloupe and Montserrat from Antigua. This little storm cell's been hanging out right back there off our starboard quarter for a long time. I'm thinking it's going to go behind us, but we'll see.
I just gotta check.
Yeah, we've had cell service like on and off the whole time. Pretty crazy.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Well, the wind has went behind us and died down to less than 10 knots, so we were just kind of bobbing around. We've turned on the engine and rolled in the head sail, and we're motor sailing now. It's pretty flat out. The squalls have pretty much went away. Very nice, but we've got like 18 more miles to go. So yeah, I hope we don't have to motor the whole way in, but you never know. It's going well, but yeah, sometimes you just got to use the motor. There's Antigua, getting bigger all the time.
From here on, we took turns. One would sail while the other would rest. And we also went back and forth between sailing and motor sailing, depending on if we had enough wind or not. But the passage was going great, and neither of us had any complaints.
We get a little wind, we sail a little, it lulls, and we motor a little. But we're kind of on the edge. Well, there comes some wind. Yeah. Got our French flag down, put an Antigua flag up, quarantine flag. We read that's how they want it in Antigua, although we usually just put up the quarantine flag till we're checked in, so we'll see. We hear they're kind of a little more picky about checking in here than some of the islands. Certainly the French islands, there you can just go right in there, no problem. But here they're kind of big on the formalities, which that's their country, that's their right. Slow, easy sailing. We're only a few miles out now. Final approach. Pretty awesome. Always neat to go somewhere for the first time, you know. Almost there, Lindy. Let's see. I don't think we can really see Guadeloupe anymore. Maybe on a clear day you can see it from here, though. Montserrat's right there. We've been like sailing by it all day long. Alright, the anchor's down and set here in Jolly Harbor, Antigua. Way to go. Looks like an awesome spot. Customs and Immigration is right up in here, so we're gonna go up in there next and get checked into the country.
Way faster than we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it's 1:30 now. What's that? 8 hours. Wow. Yeah, we really had a good passage, fast passage. I can't believe we're in Antigua. First time we've been in a brand new country in a while.
I feel about this the way that I felt when we like arrived to Grenada that first time. When I was like, okay, we've completed our like like our goal for the season or whatever, you know, like we made it.
As I said, they're big on the formalities in Antigua, and this is probably the only time you've ever seen me in pants. But the joke was on me, as I was the only one dressed up. Apparently no one else got the memo. Oh well. We were just happy to be checked in and done with our last passage of the season.
All right, we're official. We've cleared into the country. And even though we're all dressed up nice, now we're super hot and sweaty. Time to go back to the boat and just chill out. What a good day and a good passage, and excited to be in Antigua.
Stay tuned for our next episode where we start a month of exploration of the country Antigua.
I thought you were talking to me, and I thought you said something about Spider-Man.
6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. 9 hours. Or is that 8 hours?